I have a friend who refers to bald eagles as winged rats. It's brutal. I love bald eagles, especially photographing them, and I know a place where you can see a whole bunch of them. This morning's outing I'm calling Operation Freedom Glider, and it's a full go. So let's go. And to get this operation underway, I stopped by my first location of the morning. No pets, no alcohol. Well, jeez. This place is no fun. Yes, and despite their no fun policy, the Rocky Mountain Arsenal is a great place to see bald eagles. In fact, last year it was one of the best places to see bald eagles, where you could frequently see them diving into the lake, trying to catch fish. But at the same spot, on this breezy morning, there were some eagles, but there wasn't a ton of action. And after hanging out here for about an hour, I decided it was time to move on to the main location for the morning. All right, well, my idea today is to get a little bit more testing done on the actual lens, the 50 to 200, and where I'm going will really put the distance this lens can do well at to the test, because there's a spot I'm going where there's just tons and tons of bald eagles, but they tend to be very far away. So this has got 2x teleconverter written all over it, and I just wanted to say that video did really well and got tons of views, way more than my channel's ever used to getting. So it has been a really fun week just seeing that video grow and do well, and I just really appreciate everyone who tuned in. And one of the things I thought was really fascinating was they always tell YouTubers never read the comments because there's not going to be things down there that you're going to want to hear. They tend to always be very trolly, and but I will say on that video, I think about 99% of the comments I thought were awesome, and they were all people genuinely giving good advice and tips. And sure, there was a comment in there too that was calling me an idiot, and hey, tell me something I don't know. I already know I'm an idiot, so the trolls don't win. I just like to come out and do wildlife photography and try to have fun with it and laugh, and but I take it serious too. So anyways, thanks for all of the views and the new people that may have shown up on the channel recently. So I really appreciate it. It's been awesome. We're here. Let's go. I parked and then immediately threw the 2x teleconverter on the camera, only to realize that maybe the teleconverter wasn't needed quite yet. As it turned out, there were a few bald eagles in the trees right here in the parking lot. Yeah, no teleconverter needed when you can get this close. I went back to the car, unloaded my bike, and then made the ride out to the part of the park where I swear we were really gonna need the 2x on this lens. At this location, the eagles mostly stay pretty far away out in the trees. And with a view like this, who could blame them? But it's this area closer to the observation platform that the wildlife photographers focus on, because this is the area where the eagles will occasionally fly in and hunt. And sure enough, after waiting about 10 minutes, the first hunter of the session launches. And this unsuspecting Canada goose nearly pays the price. After giving another goose a quick scare, the eagle then focuses on a flock of northern pintail, but they all take off. And with that alarm call out, the whole place evacuates, and this young eagle has to go back to the trees without a meal. Yeah, these eagles out here hunting, you know, they're not picky about what they'll take too. They'll take anything. So I was hoping, my favorite duck is out there in spades. This is a northern pintail. So I'm like, just don't take the pintails. But yeah, it's fascinating to watch them go out there and hunt. Most of the time it's unsuccessful, but they'll get fish, they'll get geese, they'll get ducks, they'll get gulls, they'll get whatever. So yeah, it's a real tough life for the rest of the birds out there. And when the eagle action was down, I was still filming a lot of the other birds that were flying by just to see how the lens would handle it all. But when you do get to the end of this lens, you'll know it because things all of a sudden disappear. You'll notice in this clip, the camera keeps losing focus even though the bird is dead center of my focus box. Eventually, the eagle gets a little bit closer and the camera refocuses and picks back up on it and follows it all the way until it lands. And this really ended up being the only minor issue I had while filming with the teleconverter, and I think this was due to the bird just being so far away that it's just out of range of the camera.
Five.
When the eagle action did pick back up, I noticed these two eagles off in the distance chasing each other multiple times. Not sure if this is just a territory sort of thing or if this was actual courtship going on. And then to wrap up the morning, we did have a few more decent flybys, but unfortunately no more hunting attempts. Oof, I'm all sweaty now from riding my bike back, and had the unfortunate thing where I was riding and I had taken a deep breath, and yeah, sure enough, a bug, it just flew right into my mouth, down the hatch, and I'm like, ugh. It's like choking while I was riding back. It's great. Nobody was around, so nobody saw it. So I think we're good. But that is going to end it here for my day with the bald eagles. And overall, I thought it was good. It wasn't the high-flying eagles snatching fish out of the lake, fiasco that I was really hoping for. But I think we got enough to really test the lens out to see if it's any good with the 2X teleconverter on and being able to go all the way out to 800 mil. It sounds really impressive. But there's a big difference between, well, can it do it and should you do it? And I think my initial take, just again, not having pulled any of the files yet, so who knows, but I think the video is going to be really good. And that stability that camera has, even at 800 mil handheld shooting video, is just unreal. It is so good. So that is, I'm thinking the video is going to be really good. For how far away these eagles were, is going to be really impressive. But the stills, we'll see. Again, I'm not sure on that. I'm not really sure you can expect to take good quality photos at not only at 800 mil, but they're via a teleconverter. So, but we'll see when we get home. Oh no, this guy is at the end of a video talking about stills again. What did he screw up this time? And nothing. I actually bring good news from the homeland this time. The stills, that was about 2.5 weeks ago when I went and shot that. I've been through all the stills. I am pleasantly surprised. So I wanted to go over a few of the images that I took out there that day to show you what I think the lens maybe struggled with a little bit. And again, those photos are going to be sort of a, wow, this just in, water is wet kind of revelation. But then there were some shots that I thought the lens sort of expected at like what I thought. And then there was a sequence where the lens really did better than I would expect. So I just wanted to go over some of the images here at the end of the video. So first up, Where the lens struggled was, of course, on the fully tipped out, we're putting this lens in a terrible scenario. We're at the end of its length. We are cheating with the 2x teleconverter to make it get out to an 800 millimeter full frame equivalent. And we are in harsh light. We're dealing with some heat haze. And this is a real true stress test in a scenario where this camera, really any camera, not just a Micro Four Thirds, should fail. So again, at distance, here is a shot of a Northern Harrier. But I still thought this was fairly impressive, because we are shooting through some heat haze. This bird is in flight, in motion. It was out there hunting, and the image is still in focus, and there's no motion blur in the wings. So the shutter priority took the picture the way it's supposed to. And but that was, again, all the way out at 800 in not ideal light. But just because a bird is in flight at distance, all of a sudden, take a look at this shot of this bald eagle that was way out there. And again, this isn't a photo you would probably crop in on and try to get a bunch of detail out of it. But again, the eagle is perfectly in focus. The detail is good. It's got the mountains in the background. I don't know. I thought it made an okay shot. And that was really, really far out there. Pretty good shot for the condition. Now, where the lens got shots that I would expect to be pretty good were when things were sort of at mid-distance. So like I showed in the video, the eagles were way out there, and I would consider that long distance. And then that little closer area where the ducks and the gulls and the geese were, where the eagles were swooping in every now and then, I would consider that to be sort of mid-range. And it took shots out at that mid-range. Great. Look at these mallards. And then also on these geese, as they flew over, they were probably mid-range out there. I had focused on the middle goose, and but all three are in perfect focus, and captured that nice freeze of the action with the wing flaps, and made a good image. That is what I would expect the lens to do at that range. Now, where I was really impressed was this one sequence where a bald eagle was doing a little flyby, getting way out there, but it finally turned and started flying towards us. So we got a brief moment of some sort of head-on shots, and the light was just right on this one sequence, and I just started firing. And I actually was really impressed with the sequence here of these three shots in flight. Are these portrait shots? Of course not. If you pixel peep these shots, are you going to find problems? Of course you are. But again, this is way beyond what this lens is designed to do. And in some pretty tough conditions, to pull off these shots, I was really, really impressed. I said in the car when I left that I was expecting to go home and be like, oh yeah, the video is pretty good, but the stills are pretty garbagey, So this really impressed me. And, is this the right lens for that shooting condition out there? Of course not. You would probably want that 150 to 400, the big guy, or maybe even that 300 f4. That's the lens I really would like to test out. So, if you happen to just, scroll over here, that 300 f4 to me, I think would be another great lens to test out. But that is the 50 to 200, really fully tipped out, at all the way at 800 with the 2X in some pretty tough conditions. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. I was, again, certainly not a scenario or shooting conditions where you should generate great photos, but I thought that it did pretty good. So anyways, that is the end of this video. Another one out with the OM stuff. I am heading out here on January 1st for a big day birding, and then we'll be heading out for some cool mountain winter birds here in Colorado that I'm going to try to shoot throughout January. And I think if I can find some of the stuff, it should be pretty good videos coming up. And then we're off to Panama. Will I be taking my OM system to Panama? That's That is the question. For now, I think it is for certain coming with me. I'm getting that trust. I'm getting that comfort in the camera and the lens. So, yeah. But man, I'm just so excited for the trip and all the stuff coming up. So, anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.